Good, happy Saturday morning. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, 9 swimmers rescued from water Friday at Hampton Beach. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Charisse LeClaire.
Life can change suddenly when you have cardiovascular disease. But at Catholic Medical Center, it doesn't have to. With a national...
Well, Gene, tonight, fire officials tell us that besides being a little tired and, of course, obviously a little bit shaken up, everyone who was pulled from these waters earlier this evening, they say, was uninjured. Powerful rip currents proving to be too much for swimmers in the waters off Hampton Beach Friday night. In all, fire officials say about 9 people were pulled out to safety. They were initially called for teenagers struggling in the water.
We arrived on scene. The lifeguards had them out of the water. They did not require any medical attention. They were fine. A couple of teenagers. While we were there, there were a couple to 3 other people that were caught in the riptide. But the lifeguards also assisted out of the water while we were on scene.
Before the first call came in around 6:30 Friday evening, 4 other people had already been rescued. No one was hurt. Lieutenant Sean Gannon saying it is fortunate for these swimmers that lifeguards were even still on duty. Normally, they clock out at 5:30.
We were fortunate this call came at 6:30. There were still several lifeguards on duty and they were still around. They noticed the people that were struggling in the water from their lifeguard tower and were able to respond quickly and assist them.
Now, state park officials are urging swimmers to follow the instructions of lifeguards. They say rip currents are at their strongest 2 to 3 hours before and after low tide, right around the time those swimmers got into trouble Friday night. It's something lifeguards monitor constantly, along with fire officials.
It changes day to day where they are. Sometimes there's rip currents, sometimes not, and they can show up pretty quickly. The lifeguards are fantastic, and they do this every day.
Those lifeguards certainly being commended tonight for helping all of those 9 people out of the water safely. Now, tomorrow, low tide is around 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., so anyone heading to the beach tomorrow will want to use extreme caution around those hours. That's when those rip currents could become a problem once again. State park officials just reminding everyone, urging them to listen to lifeguard instructions. Live at Hampton Beach tonight, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. So, take it easy, everyone, if you are headed to the beach today, because rip currents could be strong again today. And listen to the lifeguards. Very important to do so. Body of missing mass man found in New Hampshire ruled homicide. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB.
It's complicated, but if you only see problems, you're missing what healthcare is really all about. It's about people and how we care for one another. And we owe it to you to find a better way.
8-year-old Brandon Chickless went missing 3 weeks ago. His family has been pleading for clues, and Friday they got the devastating news that the Westminster man was found dead along the side of Route 119 in Ridge, New Hampshire. The young man's car was found June 29th, a few days after he was last seen in the parking lot of a nearby Hannaford supermarket. Family searched for weeks. When he left home, he told them he was going to visit a relative in Windham, New Hampshire. Now officials want to speak with anyone who saw his car in late June. He was driving a gray Honda Civic with Massachusetts plate number 7NA723. And investigators say any clue from that stretch of roadway along Route 119 would be invaluable.
We're looking for anyone who may have seen a car stopped on the eastbound side of Route 119, and that's between North Road and East Main Street. It's about a half-mile stretch of road there. We're looking for anybody who saw a car stopped on that eastbound side.
So tonight we still do not know who killed this young man, and that is why police need help from the public. Ben?
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Auburn Public Library worker retires after more than 44 years on the job. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8 Maine.
Professional builder customers are just amazing people. They're out in the community, they're givers, they're coaches, they're mentors, they're running these incredible small businesses. It's quite an understated profession.
A longtime worker at the Auburn Public Library closes the book on his career. Staff giving John Kelly a proper send-off on his last day at the library today. The mayor even handing him the key to the city. His career has spanned 44 and a half years, and officials say that his dedication and loyalty to the library has earned him many friends. Kelly is humbled by all the attention.
I've always valued work, and I hope it's not because I'm boring, because the job certainly isn't boring. Every day is a new challenge, and I've enjoyed that, and I've enjoyed the customers that we've had come into the library.
Kelly is a graduate of Edward Little High School and began working for the Auburn Public Library after serving 3 years in the Navy. He now plans to concentrate on his antique business and travel.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Congratulations to him, and have a fun time on retirement. Roger Stone says he's the U.S. person mentioned in Mueller indictment. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
To pay practically anyone at any bank, all while creating a masterpiece made of tea leaves? Yes, but this isn't for just anyone. It's for the strongest man in her life. Life lived Red's way. Chase, make more of what's yours.
That bombshell indictment from the special counsel Robert Mueller, charging 12 members of Russia's top intelligence service, and tonight what they're accused of doing for 8 months leading up to the moment Americans voted. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein alleging the suspect secretly targeted more than 300 people with ties to the Democratic Party and to Hillary Clinton and her campaign out to damage her. This all played out on TV just as something else did, the very moment President Trump was in England meeting the Queen. Tonight, there was major demonstrations in London and calls in this country now to cancel the summit with Vladimir Putin. ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas leading us off.
On the eve of the president's meeting with Vladimir Putin, Special Counsel Robert Mueller out with his most sweeping indictment yet, accusing current members of Putin's own government of disrupting the 2016 election.
The indictment charges 12 Russian military officers by name for conspiring to interfere with the 2016 presidential election.
The new indictment charges Russian intelligence officers with engaging in widespread hacking, targeting the Clinton campaign and the Democratic National Committee. They allegedly started as early as March 2016, 8 months before the election, targeting at least 300 people. Putin had disdain for Hillary Clinton after she stood up to him about free elections.
There was one unit that engaged in active cyber operations by stealing information, and a different unit that was responsible for disseminating the stolen information.
The Russians accused of posing as a hacker known as Guccifer 2.0 to pass that stolen information to WikiLeaks. Prosecutors allege WikiLeaks sent Guccifer 2.0 a private message saying, "Send any new material here to us to review, and it will have a much higher impact than what you are doing." Mueller also claims Guccifer 2.0 reached out to someone close to the Trump campaign, believed to be his longtime strategist Roger Stone, writing, "Do you find anything interesting in the docs I posted?" And then please tell me if I can help you anyhow. Stone himself was not indicted and insists that he's done nothing wrong. Mueller described the Russians as nimble, noting that they went after Clinton's campaign on the same day as this appeal from candidate Trump.
Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing. I think you will probably be rewarded mightily by our press. Let's see if that happens.
Apparently that very day, according to the indictment, the conspirators attempted after hours to spearfish for the first time email accounts used by Clinton's personal office. They also targeted 76 email addresses at the domain for the Clinton campaign. Authorities also claim the Russians tried to infiltrate a number of state election offices.
Russian GRU officers hacked the website of a state election board and stole information about 500,000 voters.
Special Counsel Mueller's list growing. 32 people charged so far, with more than 100 criminal counts.
We confront foreign interference in American elections. It's important for us to avoid thinking politically as Republicans or Democrats, and instead to think patriotically as Americans.
The Deputy Attorney General says he briefed President Trump about the new indictments earlier this week. But this morning, the president seemed more concerned with the damage the investigation was doing than what Putin had done.
I think that we're being hurt very badly by the, I would call it the witch hunt. I would call it the rigged witch hunt. I think that really hurts our country, and it really hurts our relationship with Russia. I think that we would have a chance to have a very good relationship with Russia.
But the president says he will press Putin about allegations of Russian meddling.
I know you'll ask, will we be talking about meddling? And I will absolutely bring that up. I don't think you'll have any, gee, I did it, you got me. There won't be a Perry Mason here, I don't think.
Let's get to Pierre Thomas, who joined us tonight from the Justice Department. And Pierre, some Democrats tonight are calling on the president to cancel the summit with Putin, and now a leading Republican is adding his voice too.
That's right, David. Democratic Senator Mark Warner said there should be no meeting, and basically said he's afraid of Trump being alone with Putin. And this blistering statement from Republican Senator John McCain: if President Trump is not prepared to hold Putin accountable, the summit in Helsinki should not move forward. David?
Pierre Thomas leading us off on a Friday night.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have the news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.